over here is a vine that's been doing particularly well. It's quite full of grapes this year.
Zach Isaacs is the winemaker for Shrugging Doctor. He's in charge of overseeing the company's vineyard in southern Manitoba. This year, those 2 acres of grapes have ripened about 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
I think it's been a very good season, as evidenced by the fact that I think we're going to have our earliest harvest ever this year.
And there's more grapes, but they're hard to see.
Yeah, which is why I'm doing what's called de-leafing, where you kind of trim off a decent amount of the canopy to expose the grapes. You only want to do it within a couple days of when you're going to pick, because it opens them up to the birds and the direct sunlight and things like that. Yeah, there's quite large clusters in here. So we've got a number of different varieties growing, like Prairie Star, Frontenac Noir, Gris, and Blanc. So these are called gray grapes. So they don't have a lot of color to them, but they lend an interesting body and color and whatnot to our white wines.
About 10 varieties grow in the vineyard and are different from the ones you'd find at a grocery store. These hybridized grapes have been developed by universities to withstand the cold.
You know, one might be very high in acid, or one might be lower in sugar, or one might have, you know, this taste or that taste. And so, yeah, by blending them all together, I think you make a stronger wine.
Harvesting is done all in one day and involves a team of 40 people. Then the grapes are immediately taken to Shrugging Doctor's winery in Winnipeg, where they're destemmed and pulverized into juice.
You just kind of come along here, you take a cluster, you go with a cutter and you cut off the whole cluster.
All of these grapes will be picked and turned into 2,000 liters of wine. The bottles will then go through an aging process. That means this particular harvest won't be on shelves until 2027.
Some of our red wines that we make from the grapes that we grow on our farm, but the kind of cold hardy grapes that we grow in Manitoba are not really grown commercially anywhere in the world.
Willows Christopher co-founded Shrugging Doctor with Isaacs more than a decade ago.
So I always get people that ask me, what does this wine compare to? Because they're trying to compare it to a grape that they know, but they're really unique in their taste. It doesn't really get hot enough in Manitoba to grow sweet grapes, so all of our grape wines are quite on the dry side. They're acidic, earthy, floral.
With the grapes harvested and the wine aging, there isn't much work left to do in the vineyard for now.
You know, in Manitoba, you get the occasional winter that's just going to be minus 50 and you know, that's unavoidable. It's going to happen here. So if we coddle the grapes too much, they're not going to last through those cold winters. So we do some pruning and whatnot, but we kind of just leave them out in the winter. And then as soon as it starts getting warm, they'll start blooming and you'll start seeing the little flowers and the little leaves start coming out again.
Shanley Vidal, CBC News, Winnipeg.